Worst ways to play in Among Us. Among Us has recently exploded in popularity, making it one of the most played games during the pandemic. As much as people enjoy playing this game, there are a few things you should be wary about.
Yes? How'd you know?
Ray, I know you're in the vent.
How did you know?
What?
How did you know? How did you know I wasn't?
Get it over with.
No, I don't want to kill. I don't want to kill you, Toast.
Alright, you can go back in.
Would you like to know some of the worst possible ways to play Among Us? Keep watching this video to find out what you should not do.
I've literally no information right now, but we have cameras. Who's on the cameras? Carl, standing completely still. Sapnap, it's Sapnap.
You are watching Game Planet, and in today's video, we'll be talking about some of the worst possible ways you can play the game in Among Us. But before we hop into the details, do not forget to subscribe to our channel and share this video with your friends. (11) Ignore tasks. Tasks are one of the crewmates' two ways to achieve victory. By completing all their tasks, the crewmates win. While some players like to prioritize detective work, it is not okay to forgo your duties entirely. Tasks help to keep the pressure on the imposters to kill, which can lead them to slipping up and getting caught. By ignoring tasks, a player allows imposters to take more time to pick and choose their kills to avoid discovery.
Thank you, dude. Thank you.
While putting more pressure on themselves to complete tasks toward the end of the game. Basically, don't procrastinate, especially if you're already dead. 10. Split off early. The first round in a game of Among Us is often critical to determining the course of the match. Imposters can make a lot of early headway if they can manage to isolate and kill crewmates quickly enough. For this reason, going off by yourself or in a group of 1 to 3 immediately is a good way to either get yourself killed first or look sus to the rest of the group. While the former is a crewmate-only problem, the latter is something you want to avoid regardless of whether you're the crew or imposter. 9. Waiting for someone else to fix sabotage. One of the two ways the imposters can win the game is if they perform countdown sabotage and it successfully reaches 0. It is up to the crewmates to subdue the sabotage and keep the game running. Herein lies one of the worst things a player can do while playing as a crewmate. When sabotage happens, there can be a few reasons why a player playing as an imposter would choose not to go fix the situation. 1. It's far away. 2. They'll wait for someone to head there instead, maybe someone closer. This is something a crewmate should avoid. If one player is thinking, maybe somebody else will do it, then that creates the possibility of everybody thinking that same thing, allowing for the imposters to win. A player should be proactive and head to a sabotage station as soon as they can. 8. Take out your accusers. During discussions, things can get heated. When you're an imposter, it can be tempting to want to kill the crewmates who speak against you in meetings. Although this can sometimes be helpful, in general, it can look pretty sus, as killing the people accusing you is a common enough tactic that everyone tends to do. So unless you want to pull off a double bluff, like why would I kill my accuser? That is such a small brain play, you're going to want to avoid taking out your biggest critics. Instead, if possible, try to gain their trust by traveling with them and not killing them, while your partner, if you have one, goes on a killing spree. 7. Do nothing. Although doing nothing may sound like the same as not doing tasks, it is a little bit more than that. As an imposter, you cannot win unless you kill at least one person. And as a crew, even if you don't do tasks, you can keep an eye on each other, such as by looking at security cameras or logs. You can also keep other players company so their body does not go unreported. By doing absolutely nothing at all, either by standing around like a schmo or wandering aimlessly, you're contributing nothing to the crewmates' efforts. Plus, it's a good way to look sus. Bottom line, if you're not going to participate in the game, why play at all? 6. Ignore a dead body. Corpses can be scary and tempting at the same time, but ignoring a dead body is generally a bad idea if there's someone else around, regardless of whether you are crew or not. If you can make a clean getaway as an imposter, then by all means, leave the corpse there. But if not, it's always better to take the suspicion that you are reporting a kill you made than be seen standing next to a body you didn't report. And if you're a crewmate, not reporting a kill is even more inexcusable, since at least the imposters have cause to not report a body. Sure, you may get sussed too, but any delay in telling others can only help the imposters.
No. Well, life goes on.
What
5. Fake a visual task. When you're a crewmate, faking any tasks is generally dumb, but it is part and parcel for being an imposter. But there are some tasks that are impossible to fake if a certain setting is turned on. These visual tasks display animations when someone is performing them. Some examples include the medbay scan or shooting the asteroids. After tries to pretend that they're doing one with the animations turned on, any nearby crew can easily spot they are not who they claim to be and get them voted out.
How do we make it look
Alright.
legit?
All right, well, give me an example. Give me
Okay,
Okay.
I'm scanning.
Well, you you messed up the second part.
4. Lose track of your alibi. Alibis or whereabouts are an important part of playing Among Us. Having an answer for where you were and what you were doing is crucial for all players to avoid sus during discussions. If you can't remember where you were on the map or the tasks you were performing, you're gonna look more guilty than anybody. The best ways to avoid this are to learn each map and where every task is the best as you can, as well as to travel in groups. So if you do forget where you were, someone else can account for your location. Also, being as honest as you can be is better than an outright lie.
I in electrical because the lights were off. Everybody was there turning it on.
No,
it was
I'm not,
Mercy,
I didn't ask you
Crainer, and
why.
me.
I said you were in electrical with me because you were, Jelly. Why
Wait,
are
so
you
where was
being
the
so
body?
Scared? Electrical, top of electrical.
And Jelly was in electrical.
3. Go solo. As we mentioned earlier, going off on your own early is a bad idea, but it extends to throughout the whole game. Forming up in pairs, or even trios, is a good way for imposters and crewmates since it gives you an alibi. The buddy system is also useful for rooting out the imposter because it means that if one of you does betray the other, the rest of the crew knows who to blame. Going alone means that everyone is going to look at you first if someone dies, and it paints a big target on your back for any imposter who happens to see you by yourself. Like the wise old man from another game says, it is dangerous to go alone. 2. Be inconsistent. No one is an imposter or crewmate 100% of the time. Sooner or later, you're gonna play as the other. If, for example, you're aggressive and inquisitive as a crewmate, both quiet and disinterested as an imposter, people are gonna notice if you play Among Us with the same group. Any difference in how you usually play is gonna look sus to people you play regularly with and get you discovered as an imposter or wrongfully kicked out as a crewmate. Therefore, it is very important to remain consistent in your playstyle. That way, you get to play longer and have more fun.
Coming out of the hallway,
Oh yeah, that
I
would
went
fit
into the
perfectly
hallway
with
and
your
then I
narrative,
saw
huh,
bottling
Jelly?
and
Okay.
communications.
Okay, I see what you're doing.
1. Vote on 4 or 7 people remaining. Voting someone out is not always smart. Although kicking someone out sus is generally safe when there are between 8 to 10 players left, after that it becomes more complicated. If there are 7 people left, it is generally a bad idea to vote if there are 2 imposters left. If you vote wrong, then the imposters just need to kill 2 people to win the game. Likewise, voting when there are 4 players can also be kinda dicey. If you vote incorrectly, then all the imposter has to do is kill one of the 2 remaining to snatch victory away from you. In both cases, skipping means a body is more likely to be reported, and thus you'll have to have more info to make an informed decision. If you like this video, then make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more interesting videos in the future. Also hit the bell icon to stay up to date and be the first one to watch our latest videos.